Let's move on to our next topic. What do you want to talk about, Luke? What do we got?
Google Search Doc is real. Let's do that. Google has confirmed the authenticity of a 2,500-page leaked internal document detailing the inner workings of Google Search. A Google representative warned against making inaccurate assumptions about search based out of. Oh wow, I really.
You doing okay? You jet lagged, buddy? Are you jet lagged?
Inaccurate. I've been in the woods for a few days, so I haven't looked at a computer screen in like 4 days. Making inaccurate assumptions about search based on out of context, outdated, or incomplete information. Likely because many marketing and SEO experts have concluded that the documents directly contradict past public statements by Google representatives about how search works.
Nice.
Google employees have previously denied that search uses click-centric metrics to determine page rankings, that it does not consider subdomains separately from domains, and that it doesn't penalize new websites, but these claims are all directly contradicted by these technical API documents. Further, SparkToro founder and marketing expert Rand Fishkin says that the documents show a clear pattern of Google Search increasingly prioritizing powerful brands over all else, even when smaller sites and companies are more authoritative, trustworthy, and relevant, which is something that we've been talking about for a while now. And even, I think we had a topic on WAN from House Fresh about a month ago.
Yep.
A few weeks ago about this exact problem. And now we see it in technical documents. And they can say whatever they want. They confirm the authenticity of the documents. So, yeah, sure, maybe it's out of dated. Sure, it doesn't feel like it. Maybe it's gotten worse. Maybe that's the out of dated part. I'm not sure.
I mean, it doesn't matter how out of date it is if it's contemporary, right? Like if it is from the same time that they issued these denials that they are
100%.
that they're determining page rankings in these manners. I think it's been very clear to anyone who's ever talked to a Google representative that they are not transparent about how their algorithms work, and they will hide behind excuses like, oh, well, we don't know. It's a black box. We are not sure. But the reality of it is that I have personally had experiences with Google staff. I mean, obviously, most of my experiences with YouTube, not with Google Search, but I have personally had experiences with Google staff where I've basically said, hey, you guys tuned something. Here's what I think you tuned. And they're like, no. And then 6 months, a year later, I go, hey, about that experiment a year ago, I see you guys have kind of walked it back. And they're like, yeah, it was kind of tuned too far for X. I'm like, right. So yeah, you never acknowledged it to me at the time, but if I just pretend that I knew about it, then no problem. And to be clear, it's not as black and white either as just an engineer going in and turning a dial, right? These are gigantic platforms. So any experiment that they run would never be site-wide these days. I mean, you'll see this in things like the rollout of the new layout, for example, where a small handful of people see it, and then more people see it, and then they gather feedback, and they gather user metrics, and then they roll it out a little further, and then they make some tweaks, and then they roll it out a little further. So it's not usually as simple as just, oh yeah, we want to be able to respond better. The time that I noticed this in particular was when TikTok was really on the rise. It's 5, 6 years ago, 7. I don't know. It would have been a number of years ago, and it was kind of in the hot knife through object phase of YouTube, where, from what I could tell, it was basically impossible to break out if you were anything other than how many M&Ms you can flush down the fucking toilet, right? It was just viral pablum, wall to wall, as far as the eye could see. And I was like, hey, I understand that you guys are up against a platform that is very, very on the ball, very trendy. But you guys got to make sure that YouTube doesn't lose its soul, that YouTube doesn't forget what it is, which is quality content, which is elevating authoritative voices that are going to provide top tier entertainment or education or whatever the case may be. And obviously YouTube is full of garbage as well. But in terms of what they were going out of their way to promote, I always felt that it was evergreen content that has a lasting value. I don't think that they've stayed true to that value. I don't think they've stayed true to that mission. I think that things are falling off. But I don't really have I haven't really seen a stark change, like a sudden change. So I don't really have any evidence to go by these days. But it's pretty clear from these leaked Google search documents that they absolutely do know what they're doing, at least to a degree, and they absolutely are not transparent about what exactly they are changing. This is a really good comment from Lowiniverse over on Flowplane chat. YouTube is the new TV. Yeah, we attended a creator workshop recently, and apparently TV, and we can see this in our metrics as well, TV usage for YouTube is growing like crazy right now. And that's something that you may see reflected in changes to our content over the next little while, because we've got to make sure that we're capturing that. I mean, we've made little changes to respond to platform development over the years. Like, it's funny how few people bring it up these days compared to when we first did it. But when mobile started to overtake desktop use, and that was a lot of years ago at this point, but when mobile started to overtake desktop use, and especially as mobile devices started to abandon the 16:9 standard aspect ratio, we actually changed the aspect ratio of our videos. So it's not whatever it would have been, like 18.5:9 or whatever was kind of becoming the standard. I forget exactly what it was, but it was a little bit wider, right? It was not that, but it also wasn't 16:9. We kind of split the difference so that you end up with small black bars vertically, so letterboxing on the desktop, and small black bars on the side, so pillar boxing on a mobile device that has a taller or wider screen. Yeah, so it's pretty darn good on the iPhone. It's pretty darn good on the TV and on your desktop, but it's not really perfect for anything. But you know, that's something. Oh man, maybe this should be this should be a conversation with YouTube. It'd be kind of cool for us to be able to just build in safeties and what are they called? Dan, you come from a production background. The safe zones or keepouts or.
Yeah, for what? For videos and things like that?
Yeah, what are they called again?
Yeah, safe zones.
Safe zones.
Yeah,
so if we could just upload in like almost like a square, just like upload in a square aspect ratio, and then just make sure all the content is within all the different safe zones, and then it could just auto crop. That would actually be kind of sick.
That's very common. Yeah, I have those for Wanshow and all sorts of stuff, yeah.
Really? How do you do that on Wanshow, where we've got like text at the bottom?
Beep.
Oh. All right, he just put it up on my preview thing. Well, that's cool.
No, he showed everybody, I think.
Yeah, everybody can see that.
All right.
Well, he showed me.
Hey, but it cuts off the logo. That logo was designed by the one and only Edsel Yago. How dare you?
Yeah, that's why we can't put anything over there.
Oh.
I mean,
that's not a very safe zone, Dan.
The WAN banner
Dan.
acts as its own safe zone because it's on
Dan.
all the time. Whatever.
Way to be.
Whatever. Just disconnect again, Luke. I don't care.